Hi guys, this is Grace,
Aaliyah,
and Gina.
And today we're going to be talking about sustainability. So for the month of January, to start off the new year, we have a theme for the month to kick off 2022, which is New Year, New Routine. And we actually started this series called Unwind Fridays, where every week we'll end the week with tips and tricks on how to live a more balanced life, which is, we're going to talk about this soon, which is basically ties into just being truly sustainable and truly having a sustainable lifestyle. And each week we just talk about financial or mental financial habits that we can adopt, or mental health tips and physical health maintenance tips, I guess, and how we can just improve ourselves all around. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about sustainability.
Right, so if you haven't already checked out our blog posts, we have some blog posts on our website. Check out our Instagram. We've been posting, I think last week we posted about the financial health, and then this week we just posted about the mental health, and next week it'll be a physical health. But today, let's talk about what does it mean to be sustainable.
I mean, when I think about sustainability in terms of fashion in particular, I think of being, or just purchasing things. I think of just being really conscious about what I'm buying and putting in a lot of thought into if the purchase would really make me happy and would be a good investment. So with clothes, I'll think about something for a long time before purchasing it, and also think about how many ways that I can wear this item, and think about it as if I'm going to wear it 5 years into the future or 10 years down the line, and if this is something that I can see myself wearing for that long. And that's a lot of thought that goes into that, and I feel that's what I think of first when I think of sustainability. Yeah.
Nice.
I agree.
I agree.
She said everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any additional thoughts, Aaliyah?
I guess just coming from a fashion school, we're exposed to the word sustainability, and it's kind of I don't know, it's a word that not everyone fully understands, and especially in the fashion industry, it's not only using sustainable materials in your clothing, but also ethically being sourced, and also paying your workers the right amount. And yeah, so sustainability is something that not everybody truly understands, but they're using the word
So loosely.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's so true. I feel brands just use that as a marketing tactic lately without really understanding the repercussions of using that word and not using it properly, I guess.
Isn't that greenfishing?
Greenwashing.
Yeah.
Fishing.
Fish.
I think that's a word too, though.
Greenfishing? I kind of like that better.
I'm gonna copyright that.
She made it up.
Oh gosh. So why do you choose to shop sustainably?
I mean, Aaliyah and I were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
And it's honestly because it's more cost efficient.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I shop sustainably, it's for me it looks like thrifting, or buying secondhand, which is, I mean, like, if you're buying, like, vintage items, sometimes it gets pricey. Usually if it's a vintage item, like, I'll think a lot about if I want to get it or not. Which is, like, you know, shopping sustainably. Yeah. But, and also, aside from, like, cost, it's also just, like, I find, like, you find, like, unique pieces, which is cool.
Yeah.
And, I like looking different. Or, like, I like having, like, pieces that no one else has. And I feel like that ties, like, like is like a huge part of like why I guess I like practice like sustainable like centered shopping. Yeah. How about you?
Well, I usually just thrift. Like, I know like shopping sustainably may look different in
For
other
different
people.
people.
Yeah, for different people. But like, if you're doing it for like sustainable, like buying from sustainable brands, I feel like I would have to like invest a lot of money because I'm still a student. Like, I don't have like a full-time job or anything. So like, a lot of people our age, they usually just thrift, and that's like, that's still a good thing. And like, I want to like let people know that that's sustainable. It's not like, I don't know, because the reselling that kind
Why are you laughing like that?
It's just so funny.
it's just like it
On,
takes
like,
the
Depop?
The resell culture?
Yeah.
Well, what about
it just takes the, like, what do you call it, like it takes the meaning
The
out
magic out of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
the magic
out of,
of like
like,
thrifting.
thrifting.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
It's because like with like a lot of like it's just like kind of like a joke that like Depop sellers are like, you know,
it's
the
a
worst.
joke, but it's
I
not
don't
a
know
joke.
what this.
There's like so
Yeah.
many like TikToks like making fun of like Depop resellers. It's like, so like they'll go to, it's usually an upper middle class like white girl who is like
I'm not surprised.
thrifting,
Uh-huh.
and like they'll buy like the most like basic like items, like I don't know, like a shirt, like a t-shirt from a kids section or something with like
Yeah.
some weird graphic on it, and then go on Depop and sell it for like $30 when that is from the baby section.
I see.
And like thrifting should be for like, it's made for people who can't afford
Right.
actual
Yeah.
stores. So like, I don't understand why they have to do that.
Maybe this is why people, I mean, on Twitter at least, I've been seeing a lot of people like give crap for like doing their reselling
yeah.
stuff, like leave the thrifting for people who can't afford,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah, I mean
clothes
like
at full price.
I understand that, but also it's like it's not even like about them like taking clothes from like poor people, because like anyone like I feel like that's like the big thing when, I don't know, like they're being demonized. I feel like that's the biggest like argument, but really like anyone can thrift. It's just that they're like turning thrifting into like this like
Business.
yeah, and like this like capitalist like scheme
I see,
where
I see.
they're like
I see that,
they're taking advantage of thrifting and like spinning it around so that they make like a lot of money. And like that's the real issue. It's not even that they're like shopping, because like if you think about like, I don't know, like there are some like vintage like girls on TikTok or like fashion girlies who like who like resell, like even like on Depop, but like they'll do like vintage like designer pieces, or like it's specially curated like clothes. It's not like just like anything you find at like a Goodwill, like a baby tee or whatever. Like it's like specially curated, and like of course like sometimes that'll like be expensive. Obviously if it's a designer piece it's gonna be expensive,
Right.
but like even for like specially curated like websites or shops, like I understand if you're charging a little bit,
Because they're curating
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a collection.
because like a lot of thought goes into that.
Right.
So like I understand that, but like it's the girls who will just like, you know,
Yeah.
or like a wife beater, or like they'll like crop it. I hate when they like do stuff to like clothes, like they'll just like cut it up or like put holes in it or like safety pins in it and then sell for like $50.
Yeah, for no reason.
It makes no
And it, like, pains
sense.
you.
It's like making the rich richer. It's like,
Yeah.
it's just
see.
like not the point.
Well, I don't really thrift shop. I don't have the patience for that.
That's true.
And I also have the disposable income too to like be able to afford like full price things.
Yeah.
So how I decide to shop sustainably is to invest in my pieces.
Yeah.
So usually I buy a little bit more on the expensive side because I know that the quality is good and I can wear it for a long time, and I usually stick to very timeless cuts so that I don't have to you know, when you invest in like things that are trendy, after a year or two, it kind of like, you're like, oh man, like I can't wear this anymore because it looks tacky.
Yeah.
You know? So I choose to shop in that, like shop sustainably in that regard. But sometimes I feel like because I work in fashion, I am for sure tempted to shop at fast fashion brands because I have to keep up with the trends too. To a certain extent.
Yeah.
Like for example, like our manufacturing company does produce for Glee & Co. and most of our stuff are pretty timeless, but at the same time there are certain trends that we kind of have to follow, like the length, like the cropped length, or like how long pants are, or like the fit of something.
True.
And I also have to do that kind of like quote unquote market research, because for me it is market research. I have to do it for the other brands that we manufacture for too, to like give them suggestions on like the fit and stuff. So yes, I am definitely tempted to shop at fast fashion brands as well. But then at the same time, like once I buy something, I wear it until there's like holes in it. So I don't know. There's a very fine line between deeming someone as like not sustainable just for shopping at fast fashion brands, because it just depends on how you treat the clothes after you purchase it. Like even I think this is from Zara too, but I wear this so much.
No, this is from I bought it with Leah and our friends. This is from H&M. And that day, I was having a little spree with fast fashion, I must admit. But, which I'm not the proudest of. And that made me realize that I needed to dial it back. But you guys have seen me in this shirt like a lot, I feel like. I wear this like a lot to work. Because like I know like it's just like a staple, and like also like I just know that I'll wear it a lot. So yeah, it's like not just like, that's the thing, it's like not just like buying from sustainable brands, which are like pricey sometimes for a good reason, but it's like it's just being conscious about what you're buying. Like no matter where it's from, just being thoughtful about like how you're gonna wear it and like how long you're going to wear it, and just like taking care of like your clothes also.
That's so important. Do you have have you ever come across certain stigmas related to sustainable fashion or sustainability or being an ethical brand or all of the above?
Yeah, I mean like what I was just saying, like about like, you know, how like sustainable and like ethically made clothing tends to be like pricey, and like how people often twist that into like it being overpriced, which is different from a piece of clothing being like expensive, because those mean two different things. And like I feel like the word like overpriced is like thrown around a lot when it comes to like sustainable like clothing and sustainable clothing brands, or like just sustainable like brands in general. But like it's priced that way for like a reason. So we need to like pay, you know, like our workers like fairly, like and like sourcing like the material, like it all makes sense and it's for a good reason. But I feel like people don't, I don't know, maybe people just like don't value that, you know, they don't value like people's hard work, you know, so then they're like, oh, like it's whatever, and then they'll be like, yeah, like why can't I shop at H&M, like it's like, isn't it like this, like it's fine. And I'm like, okay, but like you need to think more about like where your clothes are coming from, because I feel like that's when people are like, I guess like uneducated, or even when they do know and just choose to ignore it because they don't think that them shopping sustainably is gonna make that much of an impact, you know, but it does.
Right.
And like you spending like a few like, I don't know, extra dollars, extra $10 does make an impact on like the earth and like the environment, you know? But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with convenience too.
Yeah.
Like H&M, Forever 21, like Urban Outfitters, PacSun. It's like everywhere, you know? compared to more sustainable brands, which you may or may not know that many actually.
Yeah.
Because I can't name that many
I
off the
can't
top of my
name
head.
any either.
I can name ours.
Of course. Glee and Co.
Yeah, gleeandco.com. But besides that, like maybe really high-end brands.
I don't know. I feel like the only reason that like not a lot of people know about like like sustainable
Fast
brands,
fashion.
sustainable brands is because like the clothes that they sell isn't like trendy, and that's like
True.
what people look for, you know.
That's true.
True.
That is very
So
true.
like naming a few, like
That's
Patagonia,
true.
Yeah,
like
that's so true.
Patagonia,
Yeah.
or like even our brand, like we sell basics, and it's like it's not a bad thing at
No.
all, but it's just like people are looking to like
That is so true.
be on trend,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Like, how do brands do that without like
becoming a fast fashion brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because like trend cycling is just like so fast that like it's never gonna be sustainable.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
Well, also I feel like maybe that like goes into like this idea of like trends and like trend cycles, like goes into the idea of like sustainability, and that like a way that you can be sustainable is by like finding like your personal style, like exploring your personal style, and then like kind of establishing like your own like just like your own like style like ties into sustainability, because you won't, if you have like an established like, or not even like aesthetic, I guess it could
Kind of an aesthetic.
yeah, it could mean that, but like also just like knowing what you like and not being like so influenced by other people and like what's like going on around you, and like the fads and like the trends, like that ties into sustainability too, you know, and being like more like just like tapping more into like your individuality, I guess, because then you'll be less swayed to like give into like these trends, you know. And then like if you just like see a piece from like a sustainable brand that you really like then get you know then buy that. Or even if it's like a fast fashion thing, even if it is a trend that you really like, just make sure it's a trend that like, or like a trend that you know you will like
For like the
for at
future.
least like a while, that you won't just throw away, you know, when it like everyone else stops wearing it or when it gets like unpopular. So even if it is like from a fast fashion brand.
No, but I feel like you can still be sustainable finding your aesthetic, because like you can just
Thrift
thrift.
store. Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
That was me in
literally.
high school. No, literally that was
Yeah.
me, because I would like we would go to Goodwill.
Yeah, we would go to Goodwill.
I keep on saying me and
Wow.
Aaliyah because we're best friends. By the way,
We are.
I had some best friends over here.
Yes. We've known each other since preschool. Anyways, so like Aaliyah and I and like our friends would like go like to Goodwill like every weekend, you know, and like thrift.
Really.
And like my style in high school was all over the place.
Yeah.
But like I was allowing myself to like explore, you know, like my personal style. And I wouldn't say like I was like really trendy. I guess sometimes like I would kind of like lean into trendy, you know, things going on. But like at the end of the day, I was like allowing myself to just like wear whatever made me feel good. And usually it meant like going to thrift stores, because I like really value like looking different, or like, you know, just like having like, you know,
Yeah.
like that type of like style. So like going to thrift stores was like kind of like my perfect gateway into like doing that. And like that is totally sustainable. Maybe that's what people should be doing. They should be like thrifting until they find their like personal style.
That's
And
actually good
then-
advice.
Right?
Yeah.
Pro tip. Thrift until you find your
That is
personal
so
style, and then invest.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or if you don't want to thrift, you can just go to a department store and try on a lot of things.
True.
Because trying on
You
things
don't have
is
to
free.
buy things.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy things. You can literally just go to stores
That's true.
You can also
I
return.
do that all the time. Oh, that too.
You can always return
Yeah.
it.
If it's not like your
Yeah.
aesthetic.
That is so true.
Yeah. I feel like I don't really have a style. Sometimes I dress like a 12-year-old boy, and sometimes I'm like a super girly girl,
I
or
feel that,
sometimes
I
I'm
feel
like
that.
True.
girl boss.
Yeah.
Girl boss.
But most of the time it's 12-year-old boy. Because working here, like I can't dress in a skirt and be like, oh,
Yeah.
gotta be like very
It's
ready.
always so cold in here.
Oh, that's
very
it. They're
cold.
always cold. But I think it's okay to not fixate yourself too much on having one style.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
having an overall aesthetic is okay, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because in that way you can incorporate like the pieces you already have into pieces you already have in your wardrobe into your everyday style.
Yeah.
And that's sustainable too.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many ways you can be sustainable.
Yeah, literally. There's no excuse. I don't know, like...
No excuses.
No excuse. Okay, well, join us next month for our next podcast. Hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
I love
you. Movie stop recording.
No way.
you. You're kidding.
But at least I have the audio.